Let's see. It's 12 o'clock. This is day 2 of the keto post quarantine advice. And oh, look, there's my kitten coming down the steps. Um, so, right now, there's nobody here. That's fine. Um, this video is going to get posted. What I want to talk about today is basically how to get started with keto. All right. So, you know that the first thing, and I mentioned in the previous video, was mindset. You have to get yourself in the right mindset to do this. Okay. Um, you have to adjusted my camera here. You have to make sure that you have it in your mind that you are going to succeed. You have to visualize your success. You have to visualize your plan. You have to visualize your goal. You want to visualize this. Um, don't pick a number. That's one of the best advices I can give you. Is really don't just pick a number that you want to end up at in the future. Like, don't say, well, I want to lose 50 pounds and then I'm good. Because that's not it. Um, Saying you want to lose 20 or 30 pounds before a certain date, that's fine. That's a good goal. That's a really good goal. But don't let that be your end goal. Okay, you don't want that to be your end. I think I fixed the comments. I took it off. I was looking it up, and I think it was restricted yesterday for kids or something. I don't know. Can someone who's already on here, if you're, I see 3 people are on. If you could say hi so I could see that the messages are coming up, just a hello or something, just so I know if these messages thing or comments are still working anymore. I don't know if they're working. I think they are. Uh, all it says all messages are visible. Da, 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 da. Okay. Yeah, so it says good. Yep, there we go. All right. Barbara is here and Marie Chandler is here. So glad to see me. I'm glad to see everybody's here. Okay. If you are not thanks. If you are not a member or like just subscribe to my channel. It helps boost audience of uh, you know audience. It helps boost uh, like my standing in YouTube, and it pushes my videos so more people can actually see it. Back to starting keto. You have to have the right mindset in order to start keto. You just can't start it and say, well, I'm just going to give it a shot. That's not how it works. Keto is like I said yesterday, it's very hard to start. It's one of the hardest diets to start and to really get into it, which it's frustrating because it takes, like I told you yesterday, the fat adaptation part takes 4 to 6 weeks. A lot of people don't, they struggle with a diet for the first 3 to 4 weeks and they throw it away. You're not going to struggle with this diet. You're going to lose weight. You're going to stop losing weight, and then you're going to start losing weight again. And that's when you start noticing that you're fat adapted. That's kind of a way to feel it. Some of the things I do want to make sure that you do when you do start out, and I wrote them down so that I wouldn't forget it. Write up a plan. Write it down. Write it down. Say, okay, I'm gonna have a meal plan, and say this is the main meal that I'm gonna have on Friday or Thursday. Okay. Don't write down what time you're gonna eat, because the way keto works is you eat when you're hungry and you stop when you're full. Remember that. Eat when you're hungry, stop when you're full. The ketogenic diet triggers the brain and tells the brain to actually stop eating. Okay? So listen to that. Listen to the brain to stop. When it tells you to stop eating, just stop eating. You're good. The deal with carbohydrates is that it blocks a thing called a leptin. it tells the brain to stop eating, and it blocks it. So you continue to eat and continue to eat. That's why we can eat 4, 5, 6 slices of pizza, or 3 or 4 or 5 bowls of cereal or whatever, some kids you can do, because it blocks it. It doesn't let them know that they're full. In reality, they really are, until they get to that point where they go, "Oh my God, I ate too much. I'm stuffed." Okay, that's the problem. All right. Now with the ketogenic diet, once you've gotten into it and you've really gotten fat adapted, the fat content in your diet will tell you to stop eating. That's the bonus. That's the benefit. Okay? Get a notebook. Write it down. Keep track of how you feel every day. Say, well, I feel like crap today, or I feel okay today. I feel good. I feel bad. Whatever. Write it down. And then if you are tracking like your weight, you could track it. I don't recommend checking your weight every day. I'm guilty though. I do it. I I'm guilty as just as anybody that on this diet. I like to keep track of my weight, but I recommend you do it once a week, but not in the beginning. In the beginning, you want to see the results right away. And I'm telling you, when you do keto, you're going to see results in that first week. And that's a good first week. But don't get frustrated in week 2 when the results slow down, because they're only slowing down because your body is going into that refusal mode. It's going into that mode where it's saying, no, you're not going to do this. You're not going to do this to me. I need carbohydrates, and I'm not going to do what you want me to do. Okay? Do it anyway. Just keep doing the diet. Trust the process. Okay? Trust the process of the ketogenic diet, and you will see results. If you're here, you want to ask a question anytime during this, please just ask a question. Okay. Measurements. Measure whatever you want. The main measurements that I suggest, females, it's different. Males, it's different. It's up to you. But for me, I measure the neck. I start with the neck. Okay? Thanks, Tammy. I'm thrilled to be back, honest to God. Measure the neck, okay? Because the benefit of doing measurements is you may not see the number change on your scale in your bathroom, but you're gonna, and when that happens, don't get frustrated. Go back and do your measurements, okay? Go back and check your measurements and check and see if you've lost inches altogether, okay? Because what you're gonna do is you're gonna add up all these inches anyway. You check your neck, you check your chest across the midsection of your chest, okay? You could check the bisection, the biggest part of each arm, all right? The biggest part you can of each arm. You could do the biggest part of your forearms, okay? You can measure whatever you want. Your waist is just above your belly button. Your hips are around the biggest part of your butt. All right, that's your hips. Your thighs, the biggest upper part of your thigh that you can measure. Your calf, the biggest part of your calf. Now try not to flex these muscles. Try to have them relaxed. If you want somebody to help you, if you don't, I don't ever have anybody help me. I just measure it, and sometimes I'll use a shoestring, or if I have one of those if I could find that cloth tape measure that I like, I'll use that. But you take all these measurements, okay? Now it's the neck, it's the chest, it's the waist, it's the hips, it's the thighs, it's the calves, it's the upper arm, and it's the forearm. You take all those measurements, right and left, both all together, add them all up. It's going to be a big giant number, okay? Take that number and put it off to the side, and that's your inches. That's your total inches, okay? Now, the next time you measure yourself, you make sure that you measure yourself pretty much the exact same way. If you were wearing a t-shirt, wear a t-shirt again. The same t-shirt if you have it. I don't care. Make it your measurement t-shirt. Measure if you have spandex shorts on, which are probably the best, or yoga pants, or whatever, something that's pretty skin tight. If you don't have short shorts, where you can measure just the skin, okay? and just take those measurements and use those measurements as like something to see your results with. Because there were times where I was just like, why am I not losing any weight? And I had gone maybe like 2 weeks in the middle of a keto diet. And it's very strange when you don't lose any weight in 2 weeks, or maybe a pound or two. And you're just like, what am I doing wrong? So I said, well, let me go back and check my measurements. I checked my measurements. I had lost 6 inches between the time that I stopped losing weight and that time I took my measurements. Like 6 inches. And I thought, well, something's happening, something's changing in my body. And you could look at the individual waist, or you could look at the hips, but overall take the total number of inches of your entire measurement all the way through your body, everything you did. Okay, that's something in a way to measure the keto. Okay, the next one is the scale. We talked about that. Now remember, the scale should be placed in the same spot in the bathroom, on the same floor. Some people have unlevel floors. Some people have, and it's or they use a different scale or something like that. Use the same scale. Use the same scale. Maybe use your weigh-in shorts, whatever you want. Use the same shorts. If you wear shoes, wear shoes. If you don't wear shoes, don't wear shoes. Okay? But make sure you weigh yourself wearing the same things. Glad to see you too, Joby. Wear the same exact thing. Like this morning, I realized, oh my God, I have a wristwatch on. Now I wear these watches that are probably about a pound. They probably weigh about a pound. I may be exaggerating a little bit, but they're pretty heavy watches. They're big, solid steel watches, but they're big. Okay, so I looked at that and I was like, son of a gun. I took it off, and sure enough, it was almost a pound difference. So, like I said yesterday, as of April the 12th, when I originally started to get right back into keto again, and said I can't do this lifestyle, because honest to God, when I'm off keto, it hurts so bad. I have so many injuries and stuff. Once you get to know me, if you're new here, you'll get to know me. You'll learn. Like everything hurts. Everything hurts when I'm eating carbs, and I'm not eating the right nutrients, and I'm not getting the right stuff in, like my potassium and my magnesium. And we're going to talk about that in your next video, probably tomorrow. What kind of supplements should I take? What are the best supplements to add to the keto diet? But just the pain I would wake up with, and now I'm feeling better every day. It's a little over a month. I'm down 22, almost 23 pounds. I'm looking at the scale and I'm saying, please don't be over this. Please don't be over this. And I look at it and I'm like, how am I 3 pounds less than what I was fearing? I was fearing a certain number, and I was 3 pounds less than that. So, like, it happens. Keto is going to work. All right. I went and bought because I'm all motivated, I went and bought the new Keto Mojo. I guess I have 3 of them. I don't know. But this is the new one. Okay? It's Keto Mojo. All right. Comes in this little case. Comes with the little lance. And it just pulls like that to set it. That little button, once you press this onto your finger, boom. Just a little pinch, pokes the finger. You have a keto monitor right here, just like this, all right? It's just a little keto monitor. And what that monitor does is then you have these, all right? These right here are gonna measure the ketones in your blood, and you wanna be 0.5 or above. But 0.5 is ketosis. And they don't know that there's any major level of 1.8 or 1.9. I personally like to be 1.8, 1.9. But if I'm 0.5, I'm in ketosis. I'm fine. and then there's the one that checks your blood sugar. And you can check it through the same monitor, okay? It accepts both of them. You put it right in the little hole, boom, boom, and it has a little light. I don't know if you can tell there has a light in there. Yep. So you check it. When you do your blood, you poke it, boom, you start to, you gently squeeze your finger, the blood will come out, you wipe it off on a napkin, you squeeze it again, okay? Because that first bit of blood, for some reason, they don't want you to use it. So you use the second dab of blood that comes out. All right. So, and I check it with both the same, like I'll poke it with, you know, I'll bring the one stick and I'll bring it right up to it and I'll say, okay, all right. And then I'll find the reading and then I'll eject the stick, which is this little back button here, slides up and down. That'll eject the stick out of the slot. I eject it into the trash. I put the next one in, boom, right onto the same blot of blood. And I check that and I see where I'm at. So we had dinner with some friends. We had chicken parmesan, okay? I told her I don't need, I'll bring my own noodles, which I brought pasta made from cauliflower. And then I asked her, I said, just don't bread my chicken parm. And she didn't. She just, you know, regular plain chicken parm, but with the cheese and this and her sauce. And it looked just like anybody else's. And then she had dessert and stuff like that. And it was all nice. It was very, very well done. But you just have to know what you can handle and what you can't handle. So I expected to be either really close to keto or to my level of ketosis, or my sugar might be a little high. There was wine. I did not drink any wine. We brought wine, but we didn't drink any of it. I didn't drink any of it. But I got home. My blood sugar was under 100, which is what you want. You want to be under 100. I don't care who you are. Under 100 is where you want to be. Okay? Under 100. And my ketones, well, my blood sugar, I think, was at 89 or 93. One of those two numbers. They just keep sticking in my head for some reason. And my ketones were 1.0, which were more than 0.5. So I was very happy with that. I went into the scale. I weighed the same amount I was when I left the house. You know, I was just curious to see, because it was my first time eating at somebody else's house or something since this COVID. All right. It's a little different. You know, you finally get to hang out with your friends again, or see people, you know, and there was like 6 or 7 of us there, and it was just so nice to be there, you know, and hang out with your friends again. This quarantine just killed me in so many ways. It's horrible. And that brings me to my next point after the Keto Mojo, was to make sure you have a support group. Make sure you have a support group that's going to look out for you, that's going to help motivate you when you're down, that's going to support you and be positive with you. Not somebody that's just going to say, oh, that's a stupid diet, or, oh, don't do that, that's harmful. Because more than likely, they don't know anything about keto. Because keto is literally probably the healthiest diet that we could do, because it works exactly how your body is supposed to work. That's it. Your body's supposed to work this way, and that's exactly what the ketogenic does. The ketogenic diet does. So have those supportive friends that actually know keto. There's Linda Flanagan. How you doing? Please give a thumbs up. Anybody, if you're on and you haven't give a thumbs up, give me a thumbs up. If you like the video, if you don't, just don't give a thumbs up. That's fine. And you know, have some friends that are gonna know keto, for one, that understand keto, that maybe can give you advice on your keto, there's a lot of traffic all of a sudden. That can give you tips and tricks that they do, or something like maybe they don't eat until a certain time of the day, or maybe they eat real early and then they don't eat again until real late at night. It's a matter of, or maybe they eat one time a day. Okay, just find out what your friends are doing that know keto, and if it's working for them, and maybe you're in a rut, try it. Glad we could leave messages now. I'm sorry, Linda. It was my fault. I put it under. They asked me if this was going to be safe for children, and I thought, sure, the video is fine for children. I didn't know that YouTube blocks my bird. I didn't know that YouTube blocks comments if you're making a video for that children can watch. I was like, well, I didn't know. So that's what I did yesterday. I haven't done a live in so long. It's really ridiculous. And the last thing I really want to do was try to clear away a lot of the temptations in your home. Try to clear out maybe cookies. If you're not eating them and nobody else is going to eat them, get rid of them. Just give them to the birds, or I don't know. Give them to the raccoons. Throw them in the garbage. Get rid of the sugary stuff in your home. Just take away all the temptations. The popcorn. Get rid of it. It's not your friend anymore. It's a temptation that you can easily go to. You don't think about it when you're eating it, and you tend to eat too much of it, and it's carbs. And it's not good for us. It's not. Okay? So, keto chow. What is keto chow? You'll have to give a recipe for what that is. I like hearing about new stuff. I'm sharing with my brother-in-law, who I will believe benefit from another guy who's going keto. I've been on keto for a couple of years now. I have paperwork back when I was a personal trainer back in Chicago. And I used to train a lot of pro athletes, but I used to train other people too for weight loss, for normal health and fitness. And I found a handout that I would give people that I wrote up. And it was so keto as far as, stop eating the carbohydrates, stop eating the sugars, increase your protein, which I thought was, I didn't know a lot. I said, increase your protein, increase your fat intake, eat healthy fats. I put that in there. And this was, oh my gosh, this must have been 20 some years ago, 25 years ago. Gosh, I'm aging myself. Yeah. So I kind of was teaching keto before keto was keto, which is kind of cool. I am going to have to read all of these at another time. I can't, because it fades away so fast when I go to try to read them. Hey, for all you guys that remember me and used to follow me before, here is, I always get a little personal, but my wife bought me this, so it fixes your sweet tooth. Well, that's a good one, man. That's probably a good thing. If anybody is interested, check out Linda's idea. She's probably got a good idea for her shake. My wife got me this because we don't have kids, although we're looking to adopt. I'm a cat dad. I have cats. Okay? So she got me this shirt. I don't know if YouTube does it backwards or anything, but it says, the man, the myth, and the bad influence. And then she puts these 3 little kittens there, which are my kittens, Dorian, Bastet, and Yin. And they look just like that. Dorian is the darker gray, because the story of Dorian Gray is kind of dark story. It's kind of a very dark story. Yin is silvery, a lighter color, gray. And Yin is the color for silver in Chinese. And Bastet just thinks he's the king of everybody. And Bastet is the king in, or like a god in Egypt. And if you look it up, I think it's a female, but Bastet is a male, and he already had the name. Yeah, that was it. And then the other thing I was doing while I was away, during this pandemic, unfortunately, we couldn't do much of it, but um, you have to draw in the bird. Yeah. Is I became an artist. So I didn't know how good I was or if I was going to be any good. But my wife and I went to these right before the pandemic started. Uh, it was called Art and Vino. And you just kind of bring a bottle of wine, you bring some snacks, and there's a whole group of people, all these tables set up around, and they have the paint set up in a canvas, and then there's an instructor that'll go up and they'll paint something very simple, and everybody follows it for about 2 to 3 hours. Um, that was your last video, I think. Oh, was it? My last video from way back when? Oh yeah, yeah. Well, I have one of my first drawings, and this is it here. It's framed now. This is it framed, and my gosh, all the reflection. I don't think you can really see it. It's a Harry Potter themed one. That's my first drawing in as a bring to art studios. So great. Oh, going to art. I don't know. But that's it. That's what I drew. Um, it's hyper realism, if you can tell. I don't know. Here's my little. Yep, that's it. So this is my first attempt at hyper realism in charcoal, like charcoal pencils. And that's it. It's all Harry Potter stuff, or something that would relate to Harry Potter. Anyway, that's it. So, other than that, I don't know. I could answer any questions. We could just sit here and chat. That's a drawing. Wow, it looks like a photo. Yeah, thanks, Tammy. It is a drawing, and the whole goal is to make it look like a photo. That is the goal. Please, if you have some keto friends and they're looking to get back into keto, or they're wanting keto advice, or they want a keto group, I'm always about a good keto group. I'm going to try to do this every day around noon. Did you get my message regarding your something? Oh yeah, my comments are off. I didn't get that message. Yeah, those last two videos, they were goofed up because I put the restriction for. They asked me when I go live, is this going to be allowed for kids? And I thought, well, I'm not doing a video that other people can't do or can't watch. So I put for kids, and that's when I found I looked it up later yesterday why people couldn't comment, and it was because YouTube blocks comments when you say the video is okay for children. And I thought, well, okay, it's kind of why don't you just say that, you know? Why don't they just say, do you want comments blocked for children? And I would say, I don't really care, you know, because I'm not doing anything. I'm just because keto is actually okay for children as much as it is for adults. It's a lifestyle. Yeah, you have to say no. You have to say yes. No, you have to say no. You're right. You have to say no. It's not for children, which is I feel weird saying it. I'm posting a video that's really bad for anybody under 18. And most of the people with severe eating habits or bad eating issues are younger kids. They're so stressed out, and the peer pressure on them is so hard nowadays. Like I remember growing up, and I wasn't even chubby. I was very fit. I was involved in sports the whole year during schools. Like I was in football team, I was in the wrestling team. I ended up being captain of both teams of my senior year, um, and it was just I don't know. I never saw eating as an issue. I never saw it as a problem for anybody. But now, when I look at it and I see all these people, it just seems like they're just some of them are just so struggling. Oh, you're on week 3, restarting as well. Week 3 here. Well, that's awesome. I'm on week 4, I think, or 5. I'm probably on week 5. That's about where I'm at. Week 5. I'm not going to be one of those guys that measures it every day and shows you my measurement or shows you my weight every day. I will talk about my weight and everything. Dr. I know Dr. Berry. Yeah. Oh yeah, I know Dr. Berry. I had Dr. Berry on my video one time. He was in. If you look it up in my videos, I interviewed Dr. Berry. We talked about a lot of different things there. Yeah. When Dr. Berry was just starting, I think. Yeah. That was probably, I'm afraid to say it was over 2 years ago, I would say. Maybe 3 years ago. Gosh, time's flying. Anyway, I am, for all you guys that knew me then, I am retired now, happily retired. I no longer have to deal with bad guys. I was in state law enforcement, so I don't have to deal with the bad guys anymore. I definitely think kids would benefit from keto too. Keto is a lifestyle. Yeah, keto. Oh no. Their baby's 2 already. I don't even think she was pregnant when I knew that. Oh gosh. That's been a long time. I've been away. And I apologize to all my faithful followers that are back again. You guys deserve a good pat on the back, and I deserve a good kick in the butt. But you know what? I'm back. And I'm going to try to help, and I'm going to try to show people what it's like to fall off the wagon and get back on. You know, that's it. I have too much information and knowledge about keto. I'm willing to help just about anybody there is that needs help. I know how to do it. I know what works. I've helped people. I have people that have been more successful than I have been with me helping them. So, and that's the goal, I guess, is to really pass off my knowledge to you guys. Yeah. Thanks, Kathy. Thanks. So I will try to be here every day, maybe not on weekends, but every day, Monday through Friday, maybe a random time on the weekend. It'll just be a fly by the seat of my pants because that's when my wife is home. Right now she's at work, and it's easy for me to just do a video every day at 12 because sadly on retirement I have very little else I have to do. Every day's a Saturday for me. It's fun. Yeah. Anyway, anybody got any questions, any comments, anything they want to say before we go here? I have 8 people. I think that's my high so far since post keto. That's pretty good. I'm okay with 8 people. Eventually, I hope to get up into the 20s, 30s, 40s, and 50s. Do I track? As far as track what? I track a lot. Oh, I'm up to 9. On an app. No, I don't track on apps. I have a couple different apps, but I just use regular paper and pencil. That's it. I use my notebook, and because I've always done it that way. I'm just an old school person like that. I have the apps. I just don't like having to navigate through the app. I just want to grab a piece of paper and a pen and say, here's my weight. Here's my thing. I could track it just like that. If I want to look at what yesterday was, I could look at it. It's right there. I don't need to open up my phone and look for it and whatever else, blah, blah, blah. I know there's all conveniences that you always have your phone with you or something like that, but um, this is just there. It's just a piece of paper. It's a good reference. So um, I don't track. I eat until I'm stuffed. The right stuff. Well, Kathy, that's what I was saying before. You eat on keto. You eat until your body tells you to stop. It bothers me to track sometimes too, but in the beginning, I want to make sure what I'm doing is working, because there's times where I was thinking this isn't working, and then I would look and see, are my numbers changing? Is my sugar high? Am I in ketosis? And then I would realize I'm not. Something isn't working. So I would tweak it. I would fix something. I would say, okay, well, I can't eat, even though keto tells me it's okay to eat this kind of food. This food doesn't work for me, okay, on keto. Because even though it is keto, and everybody else, majority of people can say, well, that's funny, I could eat it on keto. But if it doesn't work for you and you find it out that it doesn't work for you, then it just doesn't work for you. Not everything is set for everybody. The ketogenic diet itself is pretty good for everybody, but not everything that is keto for everybody is the same keto for you. Yeah, he was going carnivore 3 years ago. He went from like paleo to keto to carnivore. Um, the problem I have with carnivore, and the only problem I have with it, is that I tend to eat too much protein then. And when I eat too much protein, if you eat excessive meats and stuff, because that's what protein is, if I eat excessive amount of protein will then turn into sugar if you eat too much. Okay, your body will take that excess protein and transfer it into sugar. Now, I like salad. I just do. I like salad. It works for me. So when I do my keto, I always throw in a salad every day. Okay, I always want some sort of salad. Um, every Not every meal, but every day. Most of my meals, my breakfast, it's carnivore. It's eggs and bacon and animal fats. It's, butter. Um, so it's very carnivore. But then my dinner is really it's a lot of almost a vegan with a very small amount of protein, maybe a hard-boiled egg on it or something. But a lot of it is going to be a very fatty dressing that works for me, and like an avocado on it, or stuff like that, and a lot of green vegetables. Now, I don't like. Mm, yeah, that's basically what I wanted to say. Yeah. Let me see. I missed what comments there. What I'm trying to think. Okay, my break is over. Blessings to the room. Thank you for being here, Life's Adventures. What do you think of all the keto breads out there? I think misunderstood. I think a lot of them are a gimmick. I think you have to watch out. A lot of them are going to be made from like your coconut flour and your almond flour and stuff, and that's fine. But here's the problem. It tends to go bad really fast. It goes rancid or something, from what I've read. Um, and you don't want to get into the habit of eating sandwiches or eating French toast or eating some sort of bread. Um, if you miss it that bad, you might want to up your fat intake or something, because when I get into keto, I don't miss bread at all. I don't miss it one bit. Like I remember when I didn't eat, like I love pizza, And when I'm quarantined here, we were eating pizza again, a lot, too often that I have a Domino's app on my phone, which I had to delete. Yeah, yeah, Domino's, and they're still sending me coupons. Um, and just before I went keto, we found this place uh, down by the university that has this stuffed crust pizza, and it's a small Italian place out of New York, and the stuffed crust is a stromboli. My wife never even knew what stromboli was until she moved here from Chicago. She, I don't know why she didn't know what stromboli was. It's like they have it in Chicago, but she didn't know. She never heard of it. But the stuffed crust is not just cheese, like a stuffed crust cheese crust. It's a stromboli inside. So weird. I only eat it like 2 times a week. I'm down 125 pounds, but it's tempting to eat it more. Okay. Hey, misunderstood. You are down 125 pounds. You're doing it right. Okay. I'm just gonna be here for your support and maybe a couple of answers here and there. But I'm telling you what, 125 pounds, good for you. I'm telling you what, that's amazing. That is amazing. You know, very proud to hear that. That is awesome. That's a great testimonial for the whole keto diet in general. If you want to eat some of that keto bread, go ahead. I know it's very expensive though. Like a regular loaf of bread, which I don't know. I don't know how much it is. It's keto bread is probably 10 times more expensive, I guess. It seems like. What did Kathy say? Kathy said, I have a loaf of keto bread in the freezer. It's been there for months. And on a rare occasion, I decide to have a piece of toast slathered with butter, with my egg and bacon. It's there handy. Tittle. Miss Kathy Tittle. That is probably very good advice. Throw it in the freezer. I have kale in the freezer. I was at a dinner party a couple days ago, and everybody was like, ooh, I hate kale. I hate kale. I was like, I don't hate kale. And they're like, oh, what do you put it in? And I was like, Gonzo's sludgy green sludge shake. They're like, what? And I tried to explain it to them, and I said, just go back on my videos. You guys know I used to make those YouTube videos. I was like, go look it up. That green sludge shake, amazing. Amazing. The energy you get from that sludge shake, and how you can just freeze all the ingredients and you just add certain things. It's well worth it. And it gets your greens in for the day. Like sometimes when I can't do a salad, I do the Gonzo green sludge shake that I kind of invented myself. But it's hilarious. I remember we had people at the same time. I think we lost connection for a second. I hope we're back. It just said reconnect. Is everybody still here? Are we lost? Did we lose? Did the video stop? Anybody here? Oh yeah, Linda's still here. Okay. For some reason it said lost connection, reconnect. So I had to reconnect real quick. I was hoping I didn't have to start this all over. Hey, here again. Oh, you guys had to come back, I bet. Oh, okay. It doesn't even look like anybody ever left or had to leave. Anyway, yeah, so that's our video for the day. Anybody have any last questions or comments? Tomorrow, 12 noon. As long as the furniture people aren't here. I have furniture coming tomorrow. I don't know what time. Did it automatically, just froze. Okay, good. Cool. I have furniture coming tomorrow. So I'm not sure what time, but I will try to do this at 12 o'clock again tomorrow. And tomorrow we'll talk about supplements. Tomorrow we'll talk about what kind of supplements do you add to the ketogenic diet. I have a bag full of supplements that I like to, certain things I like to add. Yeah, stay strong, peeps. Listen to Kathy. Kathy's been around with me for a while. She's one of the returnees. Um, I'm so glad to be back. I missed all the people. I can't wait till Viv Nurse or whatever his name was, or she. I never keep track of whether it's a he or she. To me, it doesn't matter, because friends are friends. It doesn't matter. But I think Viv Nurse is from like Ireland or something like that. So hopefully they come back. So if you know any of these people, you know a friend that might like to watch these videos, we're just going to sit down for a little while, talk about keto. I think so too, Marie. I think we're just going to talk about how to do keto. We'll answer questions along the way. We'll comment about things. We'll just have fun doing this. Yeah. Oh yeah. Come back tomorrow, Misunderstood, because you are a rock star. 125 pounds. You're a rock star, kid. You are. All right. I'm going to go for now. I have a whole bunch of nothing to do. I have plenty to do. There doesn't seem to be enough hours in the day to do everything I really want to do, because I'm going to start a renovation. I will cook again. I will. I don't know when. I don't know. Depends. Those cooking videos, they took a lot of preparation. They were hard. They were harder to do than these lives that I'm doing right now. Oh, because they were just hard. They were tough. You don't know. There's a lot of preparation in those videos. A lot. Yeah. And then the stress on it of getting it right. You got to make sure you get it right, and you're live, and you're cooking some of that stuff, and then you're like, see, this is what it should, minus all this black stuff, it should look like this. Yeah. So yeah, there's a bunch of videos of the foods and fat bombs and stuff I used to cook. Amazing stuff. Yeah. So if you are new, go back and check out some of the old videos. They're there. The best app is Chronometer. I'll have to check it out. I'm not a big app person, but if anybody wants to use that advice, absolutely. I don't hate apps. It's just I'm not an app person, and it's not that I'm not an electronic person, because like, look, we have the thermostat that's smart thermostat. I have an Alexa in almost every room. All my lights are controlled by Alexa. My fans, my TV, 2 TVs, my refrigerator. Remember my refrigerator? It's still here. It has a 27-inch computer flat screen on the front of it. I'm not afraid of electronics or apps or anything like that. I just don't like them for keto. For keto, I like to just write it down on paper, because I just do. That's all. Old school, I guess. All right. Hey, thanks for all the advice. You guys can keep commenting on here. Please refer a friend. Bring a friend. What else do I want to say? I'm just so glad that so many people came, and we're back. We're actually back. Yep, me too, Linda. We're back. Yep, and we're gonna do this regularly, and hopefully I won't let people down by disappearing. But that's what happens when you fall off the wagon. You fall off the wagon. Okay, I gotta get rid of these chubby. But I still have the skinnier neck. If you guys could see a picture of what the worst I looked at, I found I found a picture of when my wife and I went to Philadelphia with my brother-in-law and sister-in-law and their kids when we had them over for Christmas one year. They came from California, so they don't get to see all that Philadelphia, New York, D.C. stuff. So we showed them all the sites we could, all within a short period of time that they were here. And I looked at that picture, and it was before I really went strong on the keto, and oh my gosh, you should see the size of me. Like my face was like this big. My arms were sticking out. My pants were like this wide. I couldn't even zip a jacket or coat that I could wear now. And right now, I've gained a lot of weight. And I couldn't imagine how much weight I was then, because I never really took any pictures much. I was always the picture taker. So I have a lot of pictures of their family and my wife and stuff from back then. But man, I got into that one picture in front of the Rocky Balboa statue in front of the art museum in Philadelphia, and gosh, how awful! No wonder I didn't want to take pictures. It was just awful. So anyway, I maybe I'll print that picture up and I'll hang it somewhere behind me and let you guys see it. That's what I'll do. I think it's a god awful picture. It's terrible. But it shows you even from where I came, and then some of these videos show to where I went, and then I fell back, and now I'm coming back. I'm not where I was, but that's why I'm back. I'm back, and we'll yes. Thank you, Shannon. Thank you very much. Is it Shannon or Sharon? I can't see. My eyes are bad. Glad to see you too, Ladybug. I could read that part. I can't tell if it's 2 R's or 2 N's. Anyway, but all right. Bird's still around. Cats are new. I got things to do. All right, everybody. Tell a friend. Press the thumbs up. Save the videos. Subscribe. Please subscribe. Please hit the subscribe button. Please hit the notification button, the bell, so that you know when I'm coming on. And we'll see you tomorrow at noon. Thanks, everybody. We'll check you out tomorrow.